And in the previous set, we did see Eanix as well. And the problem there was in the second draft going up against ASN, they drafted rather peculiarly, I must say. A lot of loopholes that the side of ASN Esports could take advantage of, and ASN Esports did take the advantage. A quick run through of the rosters, Arsurai. Please do the honors.
All right, so for our match here between Elite 8 and Eanix, for Elite 8, we'll be having, again, Official Hein, Hun Jaegers, Anime Save Me, and Ilok. As for Eanix, it is going to be Truffles, Iangry Udaya, Rubber Monkey, Trophies, and Kosh.
Right, so based on their games earlier on, E8 really disliked that Idris, banning out Idris almost every time. And honestly, we haven't quite seen a lot of priority on that Batiste as well. We did see it in the first game. They ran the Crystal Batiste, and on top of that, with that Samuel as the roam, quite worked out for them in the early game, but not quite so when the late games came in. So anyways, let's see what Elite 8 would do. And with that, let's just hop straight into draft.
So, I mean, while we're still waiting for the bans to come out, I feel like coming into this fight for third place, I feel like it's gonna be ASN with a little bit of an advantage, just because or rather Elite 8 would have a bit more advantage, but I feel like ASN is kind of or rather, yeah, Eanix. Sorry,
yeah.
I'm kind of confused, but yeah. Wait, I'm trying to regain my thoughts.
Right.
There you go. Yeah, so I think like Elite 8 would have a better match here, because I feel like Eanix, like you said already, with their match against ASN was very iffy on their drafting, and it kind of shows, I think, that their maybe mental fortitude has been shaken up, because they're in the playoffs already, and they're pressured to perform better, and maybe because of that, they're kind of like maybe bypassing what's supposed to be, good drafting, because I think they're just confused on what to do.
Quite an interesting thought over there. And on top of that as well, Eanix, they are so comfortable with that Crystal laner, and they commonly just put Iangry Udaya as the weapon laner to be in the jungle. And with them meta changing, granted, you can probably use that Scarf in that of lane, because you just clear farm really, really quickly. But we did see, though, when Eanix tried that with ASN Esports, they kind of were taken down, especially in that one game with that Baron and Celeste going up against that Baron. And Baron, although quite suffered in the early game because of the poke coming up from Celeste, but at the end of it all, he kind of came out on top and definitely won that game for ASN Esports. Anyways, jumping into this draft, we do see that Lyra being banned out for the side of Eanix and they do favor their Lyra a lot. So banning out that Lyra, giving away that Grace to Elite 8, and pick out an Arden, banning out the Glaive for themselves. So just this phase alone, in this first phase of draft alone, you can tell that Eanix, they are, banning out Lyra, I guess it's possible if you are looking to pick up heroes that you want to dive in, and you're afraid that Lyra will be picked up for Elite 8. But Lyra, as compared to Grace has just got so much utility going into game. If you were to ban out a healer, at least do ban out that Grace rather than that Lyra, because there are ways to work around that Lyra, especially if you have got that Catherine. And I really like the first phase of draft that's coming out from the side of Elite 8 at this point in time, with that Scarf banned out against Trophies in that lane.
Yeah. And it just for the second pick here for Eanix, I feel like they should have maybe a third pick or something that could counteract maybe the immense heal that a Grace does. I thought that they were gonna go for maybe a second pick Vox, but at Idris, maybe they're gonna preempt something of a Celeste pick here for Elite 8.
Well, Idris is a suitable, or it's rather a good pick, because a lot of Idris out there do pick up that poison shift at the end of the day. Although with Vox, you apply that mortal wounds way faster.
Yeah.
To that Idris, because like Minimizer always says, Sonic Zoom, 2 attacks, one more basic attack, and boom, Mortal Wound is applied. But whereas for Idris, you have to be up and personal as well. But of course, into the late game, Idris definitely do scale better, much better as compared to the Vox. And as we all know, Eanix really like and favors their late game. So coming up from the side of Elite 8, like I said, they picked up a Vox. And Vox is very versatile at this point in time, and I was about to go to that Baptiste pickup as well, just to lock down that Arden, if not, then lock down that Idris. I mean, Baptiste, as a carry at this point in time, I'm pretty sure Official Hein will be on this Baptiste, and we saw his strengths on this Baptiste. He has just so much power, and with an Baptiste and of course that of Vox, the silence it into that fearsome shade would be the combo to watch out for, and whether or not they can chain it very well together, timely chain their combo together is one more thing that we must note of throughout the entirety of the game. As for the side,
yeah, the other thing here that I kind of like, so they're gonna go for a Samuel, which is kind of good. I mean, you're gonna have at least that early game pressure, but I think that the thing that I like about the Official Hein going for another Baptiste is that we've seen before, like there's also the Arden plus Baptiste combo wherein you like have the Ordain and the Gauntlet to follow. I think it's just like a nice byproduct, like byproduct counter, so that you don't allow I think you don't allow Eanix to have at least that possible combo to also work with.
But honestly, I'm quite iffy on my stance for that Samuel pickup. Granted, in the early game, you will have your spike, your level 2 spike. But the problem with that is Baptiste can just throw down Ordain on you. And if that is the case, then you have to stay within the space, else you risk getting stunned. And Arden as well. I mean, you can throw Ordain down on Arden if Arden is really making all of those plays, just putting down a gauntlet and then forcing all of you to fight within it. If not, then burn your Crucible, and thus not having that block for Samuel's Oblivion. That could be done. And if Arden is seen as a threat in this game, then Ordain will definitely be prioritized on him. So coming into this game, honestly, I'll prefer E8's draft over that of Eanix, only because of this Baptiste being picked up for the side of Elite 8. Granted, like I said, and as you said, Samuel has got the early game. But honestly, if Samuel cannot dodge out all of those bad mojos coming out from Baptiste, and especially once Baptiste gets his Ordain and can lock Samuel down within a spatial perimeters, then Samuel would have a hard time.
Yeah, but I think, excuse me, on my end, I think I would have to agree with it. Elite 8 feels a bit more cleaner in terms of their draft, but then I feel like there's a little bit of a gem here for Eanix's comp. If they can pull this off, they can catch Elite 8 very quickly if this Idris scales up in that late game.
So, just based on draft alone, and I must conclude, and I assume as well from your tonality and pitch as well, that you are going to go on the side of Elite 8, yeah?
Yes.
Right, so I must agree with you. I mean, Elite 8's comp just looks a little stronger as compared to that of Eanix. And Eanix, honestly, their comp is a little harder to pull off, at least going up against the Baptiste and, of course, Grace and Vox, in which they have got very good early game spikes, especially when Baptiste is empowered. It's one hell of a hero to deal with. The amount of damage coming up from bad mojos, and if you do walk into the walls or outside of Ordain and you do get stunned out, that is just extra damage on top of damage that has landed on you by the side of Elite 8. I'm not surprised though if the side of Elite 8 they will be going in for very aggressive invades. We do see Anime Save Me catching out trophies very early on.
So just a bit of good damage coming in and harassing trophies, but that's not the point of pressure that we're looking at. Looky here, Eanix gonna go in aggressive. Rubber Monkey plus I Angry You Die gonna go for the jungle invade. They know that the Baptiste isn't gonna be strong because level 1 he only has the bad mojo, and you know what's bad? It's gonna be Rubber Monkey just trying to get all of the farm of Official Hein, and he takes a ton of damage from that Mazen Verdict coming in from Eanix's side, and he will be left to dry out. But at the But on opposite side of the spectrum, it's going to be Anime Save Me to actually get the caps here at the jungle of Eanix.
Yep, very good play coming up from the side of Eanix in this early game. They know that Samuel is just so much faster, or rather so much better in the early game, and they just made full use of that as well. One more thing we have to take notice that Batiste does not have the fastest clear speed.
Oh my god. Official Hind almost getting taken down. Luckily enough, the range was not enough. And Anime Save Me, though, has the Vanguard, the connection onto I Angry Die, will have a Vanguard by his teammate on the Arden. Now, Truffy's with that Idris is in a bit of trouble here, as this is a Vox ranged hero versus the, well, of course, the melee hero that is that Idris, but still, with the help from his Arden, they can get through anything for now. And Eanix are actually answering E8 early game pretty well.
Yeah, but we do see as well that whenever they spot out, or they don't spot out, but they think Iron Ryutai is doing an invade, what they do is they send Grace into the banks of Iron Ryutai. So at the end of the day, it's really much more worth it for the side of Elite 8. Granted, the farm falls on the captain, but it will be worth it because the captain can build the fountain much earlier. You get your levels as well, and Grace really relies on the levels, especially the divine intervention that can turn team fights around. Truffy's getting really low.
Connection with that Ordain gets the stun. Oh, Truffy's so low. The Vanguard Rubber Monkey keeping his teammate alive for that fight, or for that gank coming in from Elite 8. Elite 8 now have stacked a 3-man siege group here in the lane. They're looking to go aggressive onto Rubber Monkey, and would this be the first blood? The answer to that will be yes. Drifting Dark coming in from I Angry Die, goes with the kill, goes for the second. He's going to be chasing down onto Hun Jaegers with the Sonic Zoom, and Anime Save Me is just going to absorb the damage, but it's going to be fine 1-for-1 in terms of the trade. But Elite 8, like you said, pretty good, and 3 levels ready for Anime Save Me.
Oh, Anime Save Me tried to get the farm back. Iron Ryutai maybe caught out in a very bad position.
Oh, once that Drifting Dark goes away from I Angry Die, this is a bad spot for the Samuel. And oh, he dodges the bad mojo. Can he get away? There's a dodge in. His teammates a second too late. There was not enough range to connect that Vanguard. Sadly enough for Eanix, now it's slowly crumbling like the domino effect. 2 kills. Can they go for a delayed ace?
Followed by Rubber Monkey.
Drifting Dark, that's gonna allow for that gap close. Oh, Rubber Monkey chasing in. Can he go for it? He's actually playing this left and right. Official Hind with the sustain, but it's not gonna be enough. Anime Save Me almost right there, but he's gonna go 3v1. Will he actually go for it? Here comes Hun Jaegers. Doesn't have the ultimate just yet, but he does have his range, his mobility. But that will be for another day. And there you have it. At least 1 kill here as Official Hind goes in a little bit too greedy.
Yep, there is one thing for sure though. Hun Jaeger, just look at Hun Jaeger's Vox's build. He is not going for the tension goal as a second item pickup. He is going to match the stats coming up from trophies on that Idris, and will be building towards the Sorrow Blade. So that is one, it's just a really good tip for players out there. It's that if you are going to go up against an Idris, and as a Vox, you are going to lose out in the late game. At least try to match stat for stat in that of the early game.
So now, clash happens. Here comes Official Hind. He's already level 6, does have this fearsome shape. So if everything happens a bit too hairy here for Elite 8, they have that disengage tool, they have the peel to be able to stave off Eanix. Eanix, they have a lot of HPs to work with. They have the Shimmer Strike up and running, primed and ready for the Idris, so he can just, unload his damage into anyone. We'll just have to see. 3v3, Mana a Mana, Ordain will connect onto Trapeze. There's gonna be the usage on that Vanguard just for the shield. I did see the Vox use his ultimate, but not too much impact from that one. Still, look at this. This is a pretty drawn out, I would say, poke fight. No team fight just yet, but as I said, this could be it. The burst coming in from the bad mojo, and Samuel goes down. Who's the real bad guy here? It looks like it is the Batiste. Turret will be destroyed, and E8 from 0 to 100 real quick.
0 to 100 really quickly. Indeed, we saw the amount of damage. I think it was 467 to be exact. Just a very big burst on I Angry You Die on that Samuel, allowing that of EA to just pick up that first turn 7 minutes in. And like I said, in the early game, as Samuel, you definitely would have the upper hand going up against a Baptiste because you have generally a quicker clear time as compared to a Baptiste, but never ever find a fight when Baptiste is empowered, because that is the damage we are gonna see, and that is the damage we saw put out onto I Angry You Die, and there is really not much of a response coming out from the side of Eanix yet.
I mean, that's why Batiste's weapon is the Reaper Sight. He just slashes away, or throws away your HP, whatever you want to call it. There's going to be the usage of that Vox ultimate again. I mean, not sure why he uses it preemptively or to initiate, but it is forcing away Eanix for the meantime. Batiste will be their anti-sieger, destroying out left and right these very bad mojos. Not very bad in the terms that it's not connecting, it's just very bad in terms of the damage. And Anime Save Me, I mean, like, very bad in terms of the good damage, but there it is. There's the gauntlet. Keep it in check. This Grace, can he go for it? Will she fall from Grace? I don't think so. Nice connection onto the Fearsome Shade. That's gonna push back onto the Arden. Here comes the Shimmer Strike. Trapeze gets the damage. Look at the HPs. They're very low right now, but this is a 2v1. Official Hind is still alive. He's body blocking for his comrade, and Trapeze goes in with the Shroud Step. The micro, the ultimate heal. That's gonna be the intervention and the fade away. Kobe, he gets it, and that's gonna be an ace here for Elite 8.
That fight was just so insane. Although we saw Trapeze just jumping on top of that Han Jaeger just to quickly eliminate him from the fight. But honestly, the real threat at this point in time, you must really wonder who it is, especially since Official Hind on that Baptiste. He has got the sustain, he has got the damage when he's apart, and on top of that, he can imprison you with that Ordain as well. Just keeping you in check, keeping you grounded, if for the lack of words. And very good Fearsome Shade coming out from Official Hind as well at a point in time. I mean, just pushing the Arden back so that Official Hind can go into the carries. Just a very, very good play coming out from him. There is one thing that we must note, the wait for it on that box. Had it been up when the actual team fight comes on, the side of Elite 8 will definitely have got a cleaner fight, because the silence coming up from Fox, no doubt it is a very short silence, but it will work when the times call for it, when it's really, really needed. So EA just closing out a lot of fights, although not as cleanly as we hope they could. I mean, they have got a lot of sustain, they have got a lot of pills, and they've got a lot of lockdown as well. I just hope that Han Jaeger on this box will just use wait for it as a form of short CC rather than a threat. So they are once again posturing in lane. Official Hind is empowered. We saw that damage as well, 611 on I Angry You Die on that Samuel. If they are going to look for a fight right now, they have to heal up, they have to get into healthy range before they go in for the next fight. Infusions are once again picked up across the board. One on Samuel, one on Official Hind, not yet one on that Vox. So Vox may want to work towards an infusion before looking for the next fight. What do you think happened there? Or rather, what do you think the side of Eanix could have done in that team fight? Because we did see Trapeze putting out a lot of damage, but Han Jaeger there. But I'm gonna just hold that thought.
Pretty sure. It just felt like Elite 8 had more damage while Eanix didn't. That's why they couldn't finish the fight. But here you go, like you said, the team fight will break out. There's gonna be the blockage, the usage on the Vanguard onto I Angry You Die, but they pushed him back. Nice connections onto the Chakram. That's gonna be at least chipping at the HPs of Elite 8 for the meantime right here. But you can see the bad mojos is just that good. And I mean, they're gonna be sieging right now onto the turret. The usage of this gauntlet, is it really gonna be useful for the side of Eanix? Because look at that, there's the echo for the Grace, and she can just go double intervention. That's so much healing, and Elite 8 bombarding Eanix right now. Gets the second turret, Elite 8 are very low in HP, but they have done it. Mission accomplished. Just go back right now, and they're gonna go in for the kite. Why did Eanix try to go in? It's like dipping your feet into lava. It looks like Eanix have now regretted their life decisions. Oh, why did we go against E8 for that clash? Only one remains. Is gonna be I Angry You Die. He will be able to survive, but with that, they left an opening, and that's gonna be E8 taking another turret. The Drifting Dart is used, but this is a 3v1 situation. Samuel has the damage to actually push them back. They get it, and now E8 are ready to buy their items. What an intro! What a 2 fights into 2 turrets as well.
Yep, what an extended fight, and honestly, it's really just down to Eanix and the lack of I can't even call it anything because they just picked a very wrong fight, or just picked a fight that they had nothing to do with. They shouldn't have went in, they shouldn't have chased. Granted, Official Hein was low, you know, Han Jaeger was slow, but the thing is that there is so much to say on Official Hein on that particular. That is part of his kit. Whenever he attacks you, basically attacks you, whenever he lands a skill, he gets some soul back, he rips the soul, he gets it sustained, so there is no reason for you to go in. And the fact that, you know, the side of EA is sitting at 10 to 3 kills coming out from the side of Eanix is just amazing at this point in time. They are looking very, very strong, and then they can close out this game as soon as Kraken comes up, unless, of course, Eanix can pull out a miracle. But honestly...
Yeah, can I just ask, like, it feels like Eanix right now, it feels like they have more single target damage compared to E8's. You know, they have the Batiste just throwing out the bad mojos, and they have the Vox who can just use his, I think, resonance to multiple hit people. So it's kind of like Eanix, it's not that they lack damage, it's that they have only single target damage, so they can't burst people at the same time. So they can't, like, match how E8 are approaching these fights.
Right, I don't know whether I should answer that question right now, because E8, they are definitely looking for a fight. Infusions in Official Hein's pocket, and both infusions pop for Grace and that of Vox. They are just going to retreat, they are going to reset, and I'm going to answer your question at this point in time. So,
yes, please.
When Samuel is in his Malice and Verdict, in his Drifting Dark, what happens to his Malice and Verdict is that it becomes, or rather it gains an AoE splash. So I guess that is their only AoE damage, but at the end of the day, it is true.
They're gonna be lacking a little bit, but here we go. Okay, so there's gonna be a fight that will ensue in the lane as E8 are looking to finish off this game. There we go. Wait for it. Used by Hun Jaegers, and still Elite 8 are just trying to maybe bait out a little bit of the misposition that Eanix has been showing throughout this game. They're okay with using that box open for the meantime because they have a and the fearsome shade, but it comes out wrecking, coming like a wrecking ball, going in. They're chasing down onto Trapeze. They get themselves a kill onto Rubber Monkey, and he is actually flanked from behind. The Grace is just too good, and that's gonna be 2 for the price of none. And E8, my goodness, these guys are just rampaging right now, and that Kraken is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, indeed. And on top of that, amazing play coming up from Official Hein, landing that Ordain before Arden used his gauntlet, thus stunning Arden out of the gauntlet. Jeez, that was a good play. I may be looking for more, but I don't think that is where you want to be at this point in time. Samuel, you should just back up and just gather your team, and maybe afterwards you guys would have a chance. But at this point in time, Official Hein and Kang, they are sitting at a 7k gold lead. Not a lot for how well they are doing in this current game, but they are looking very strong, and they may be looking to end this game with 1 Kraken push, with all 3 of them having infusions all popped. And one more thing as well that we must notice, Trapeze, he just doesn't seem as comfortable on this weapon carry as he was on that scarf, as we commonly seen. So I guess this is one of the banes for the side of Eanix as well. And you may say, we do go in with Benediction.
Here we go. One hell of a beat. This beast of a comp of Elite 8 gonna go in. They have the Kraken undersides and they're breaking down turrets. So this is it. Eanix have to go for a broke. They're gonna go for the fight. Look at the damage! Oh my god! Jaeger's is obliterating. Angry is right there from the side. There's gonna be the fearsome shade for the zone out. But that core is exposed. And, well, you know what happens when a core is exposed. Someone will be going for the pop. An ace as well. And that is sweet, sweet GG victory for Elite 8 for our first game.
Definitely a few kissy faces exchanged throughout just for that fun and banter, between both of these teams. But Elite 8, damn, they're coming into this third place match, just played superbly well. And we saw what damage is that on that box as well. It was just 1, 2, I think it was 3 basic tech. Got Angry dive from 100 to 0 in a snap. So, honestly, Eanix really should look into how they are going to draft in this second game to come, because Elite 8, besides having good macros, besides having good micros, they know how to draft as well. And whether or not Eanix can pick up on those drafting abilities, it is what we are going to stay tuned next to watch them play, and watching them, and seeing how they are drafting. Because in the first game, they banned out the Lyra, which they are so very comfortable with. They could have just went with it and then fight on par with that Grace in terms of a healing. If not, then just ban out that Grace altogether. They ban out that Glaive because they want to pick up that Idris, but but there is a Batiste that's online as well, and E8, they are known for their Batiste, and the casters have said it 1 time, 2 times, 3 times too many, and yet Eanix still allowed that Batiste, that box combo through, and on top of that as well, allowed the Grace through as well. So Asurai, do we share similar consensus? Do you think Eanix have to go back to the drawing board, have to go back and think about how they draft into the second game?
Yeah, I feel like this is just a dark day for the drafter of Eanix. It feels like he's been forced to just look at the 1 picks, not the overall picks for his team. That's why they feel like they're countering something, but they're not answering the whole problem. If that makes any sense.
Definitely. I mean, I do understand where you're coming from, because usually in draft you want to counter pick, and of course you try. It is a game of chess. No doubt, it's a very short game of chess, but you really want to predict what your opponent is going to go for, and then you want to try to preemptively counter before even seeing that hero being picked up. And they should have already seen how Elite 8 play on that Batiste, and especially if you're going to pick up heroes that is easily countered and could be snowballed by that Batiste, you are in for a swell time, and that was what that Eanix got. They were, they just went through this roller coaster ride. They thought they had the early game. I agree with that. Went very aggressively, trying to snowball that at the early game. But as a Samuel into a Batiste, honestly, in the late game, you have to think twice going into that, especially when Batiste is empowered. And let's see what Eanix will bring out this time as we go into draft.
So now the question here for Eanix is, will they go for that specific banning on heroes and then go for specific counters, or will they just go for general comps that might work out well for them? There's going to be the Baron, there's going to be the Grace. So first pick for Eanix here could go for the Lyra or a Grace. Or rather, for the Lyra.
Definitely. Eanix should probably just stay with the heroes that they are comfortable with. They are on the blue side at the end of the day. They have got a slight advantage in terms of picks and bans, and we do see the Lara coming out from them, which means on the foes at this point in time, there are no other healers that is considered meta per se. So, Elite 8 can go for that Adagio, but I don't think that would be a likely pickup by the side of Elite 8. So we do see the Baron ban, and of course forcing Elite 8 to go for that Grace ban. And yet again, we are going to say Elite 8 flexing that Batiste as the first pick.
I feel like Elite 8 right now, looking at how Eanix have been playing or their hero pools to be considered. They feel like there's not too much counters that a first pick Batiste would have to confront in. So they're just pretty comfortable with this one. I mean, and Official Hein is such a beast, like you saw on that first game, and actually all throughout this tournament, he's been a pretty consistent Batiste. A Celeste, though, I mean, we have seen trophies go for a pretty beast Celeste, but this could actually open up maybe a Scarf for Eanix.
I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, Batiste does so well into a lot of heroes because of when you're empowered or even just your Fearsome Shade and you're ordained alone. So honestly, Elite 8 just picking up the Batiste just flex and play around with it. I've got no qualms with it whatsoever. But the next band that's coming out from the side of Elite 8, it's something that we didn't see in the first game as well. They banned out the Scarf in the first game. They are going to let Scarf through, but they might pick out a Scarf for themselves when they go into the second phase of draft after Elite 8 do ban. So this is something that Elite 8 has to consider, thoughtfully, or just going into this game thoughtfully, or rather, the side of Eanix have to go into this draft thoughtfully, whether or not they are going to remove the Scarf or they are going to pick out, or ban out something else.
Yeah, maybe the reason why. Okay.
Like I said, Elite 8, banning out the Celeste means something because Travis is so used and so good on those CP carries being in lane. So if they do ban out the Celeste, and I said earlier, they might want to pick out the Scarf for themselves. And knowing Eanix, they will definitely not ban out the Scarf whatsoever.
Wow, that is very. I have no words for what just happened.
I mean, this is excellent drafting coming out from the side of Elite 8. Removing one mage and picking out the other because I know I can play a mage too. I know you are a one-trick Scarf, one-trick Celeste. I know I can play it too. I'll just pick it. I'll ban the other one that you can't play. So I'm really liking the draft this time coming out from the side of Eanix. However, they have that Lyra, they have that Gwen for the early game, and on top of that, they have got a game as well. So whichever carry, if the side of Elite 8 do pick out that raid. What? Okay, I wanted to say Idris, but Elite 8, they are going to go for the Rona pickup. One thing about Rona is Rona's a very niche hero. She does well into certain comms, not so well into some other comms, but Elite 8 will pull out that Rona this time, and let's see honestly what Rona can do, because they might just put this Rona into that lane and then allow Scarf to be in the jungle, or they might just swap the roles. If they do swap out the roles, then Rona's early game burst is kind of decent going up against that Glaive. So, and especially since this Glaive will definitely be going that utility route. If not, then judging from Iron Hyundai and how he has been played, definitely going for the Tension Bow Sora Blade. Hopefully it's a weapon Glaive and not the utility Glaive that we've seen a lot coming out from a lot of teams in Southeast Asia. So just looking at the draft alone, then it's not considering how they play, removing the team names all in all, just looking at the draft alone, what do you think and who do you think would come out on top?
Actually, I'm still thinking, but just considering that there's a Batiste pick, I really respect having a Batiste because I feel like right now there's no way for Elite 8 to reach the Scarf in the backline just because there's so much peel coming from the Batiste that Ordain and Fearsome Shade is enough, I feel like, to counter out the Glaive. And then you have this Rona who can just jump into the face of the Lyra, into the face of the Gwen. So let's just see what's gonna happen.
Yep, definitely. I must agree with you. And honestly, if they need to go into the Scarf and get into the back line to go for Scarf, they have to get through the Rona as well. And if you do leave a farmed up Rona unchecked, you are in for a very, very bad time because Rona unknowingly can put out a lot of damage on her own, especially if she has the red mist up, she has got the breaking point stacks, and if you left unchecked, and especially with the Batiste as well, that can zone out together with that of Scarf. So honestly, if just looking by the draft itself, I must say the side of Eanix, they have got a more meta pickup, but Elite 8 has got that easier draw to just execute at the end of the day.
Yeah, but maybe, there's also the point where in Eanix, their composition does have that Lyra, and we've seen time and time again how some comps do have the possibility to use that passage as a more offensive tool, wherein you use it to gap close rather than to, exit, or rather to put distance between you and your opponent. So again, I'm just curious to see what's going to happen. So like you said, it is going to be a lane Rona up against a lane Gwen.
Yep, I mean, lane Rona has got the amount of sustain that she needs, especially from Book of Eulogies, and may save me being a pass in lane with those bad mojos coming up from him as well. And like I said, melee heroes get more heals from Book of Eulogies as compared to the range heroes, if I'm correct. So honestly, Han Jaeger will do so much better going into trophies in this lane.
So we'll be seeing as Elite 8 going for a 2v2 in the lane. And official Hein actually rotating to the jungle, looking for maybe Iangry Yadai as he tries to go in and finish off his camps. Han Jaegers, how's that Rona really looking offensive? I think my partner is...
Am I back?
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Do I sound handsome now?
Oh
Do I sound
no!
luxurious?
You always sound handsome, but for some reason it's not as handsome as before.
Oh, damn it! Let me just fix the things that I need to fix, or maybe I should just stop touching all the wires that I'm touching currently. But anyways, we do see Elite 8 putting up a lot of pressure going up against, that of Eanix, especially even Gwen as a range hero as well. Han Jaeger is just putting on so much pressure in that lane.
Yes, he is, and really, I believe you said this before when I casted another Rona game, that Rona is one of those heroes who you just want to get in the face of your opponent as early as possible, as quickly as possible, because you do have all of that AoE, again, melee range damage that right now she's going to be doing. But at the same time, it's going to be Eanix with a quick response. Look at Iangry Yadai, a couple more shots. Rubber Monkey, can he do it? That is just the Lyra, but at a Davies, first blood. Oh my goodness, from downtown. Official Heinz right here, but does he have the right of passage or the right of revenge kill to be able to get a kill right here? I think that's going to be a no. He's going to at least maybe absorb some of the experience here in the lane.
It's so cute when Scott is coming up to lane to look for a kill, but when he waddles through those mustache brushes, he just waddles like a duck. But we did see Han Jaeger on that Rona. He can be very aggressive and get another team fight.
And speaking of aggressive, it's going to be Rubber getting chased down by E8, but well, she will survive for now. Elite 8, they'll be looking to... Oh my goodness! Rona just jumping in, and they know no better. Iangry Yadai is right here. He's going to be connected with the Ordained, so no escape whatsoever for the Glaive. And hasta la vista, baby! There's the Imperial Sigil from Town. Rubber Monkey finds it, gets that 1-for-1. Although the turret did take quite a bit of beating here. Elite 8 might do more and break it down.
I mean, Elite 8 at this point in time, they have the advantage. They can't go in for this turn. Iangry Yadai yet again being ordained by Anime Save Me.
Oh, they're really pushing it. Push it to the limit, but Anime Save Me. No one will save him. So that turret, it survives with one parcel of HP. So like a breath, a bullet, a shot would take it down.
Definitely, but there's one thing that we must take note as well. It is that Han Jaeger in that late game, and when Han Jaeger do pick up all of his items that he needs to put out damage, and on top of that, tank up as well, then definitely the side of Eanix will just have a hard time.
Here we go, jump into victory! And there you have it, another kill coming in from Elite 8. What was that? That damage was insane. 40% left in his HP, and it got obliterated in less than a second.
Well, yeah, we saw that damage coming up from Han Jaeger, just sitting on that poison barb or poison needle, the tier 2 item before. Okay, never mind. I think it's called poison barb. Oh, barb needle. Sorry, it's the barb needle, not poison barb. I got it mixed up with poison ship. I'm sorry. So barb needle, and just 2 weapon blades, and he just put out so much damage with just the B ability coming out from Rona. So honestly, just imagine it if in the late game and when Gwen starts to fall off.
So here we're going to have to see a little bit of a tussle once again from both of these teams. E8 have already broken down the one turret of Eanix, and they're looking to push for more. There's a good wave behind them, so they can maybe go for this fight. But Eanix, what they're trying to do right now is clear the waves, and they're trying to dip a little bit into the fight, but they gotta be careful. There's no ultimates just yet for any of the members of E8, but E8 are actually pretty consistent in this one. Ordained to connect onto the Gwen. They gotta back away. Bulwark, defensive bulwark coming out from Rubber Monkey here just to keep the Gwen from being engaged upon by the members of Elite 8. Although Elite 8, they're actually pretty fine because aside from maybe the Rona, E8's damage is basically throwables. You got yourself the Spitfire, you got yourself the Bad Mojo, and I think that's one of the danger zones or the danger styles that Eanix has to be very wary of. But at the same time, Undiggers jumping in onto the. Yeah, actually, if Syria is still there, I just noticed in the mustache brush.
Yeah, and there is one thing as well that we must note. It's that official Hein on that scarf, not going for the traditional frost, but all the evil fathers, or even that broken beams, but instead opting for Shattercast with Hardjagger jumping in yet again.
Spin to win like a top, he spins, but Hanjager's only initiated just a smidge. Not too much damage though.
Well, not too much damage because there was no follow-up coming up from the side of Elite 8. Although, we can tell from the kill score, it's that Elite 8, they are on 3 kills, 1 kills above that of Eanix. But at the end of you can see Eanix is the one that is putting up so much more pressure.
Yeah, they are. And wow, even without a lot of the ultimates of E8, they're still pushing up. There's only level 5 for Anime Save Me, but there's no Fearsome Shade, but he's just gonna go in. Hanjagers is gonna follow through as well, and here you go, spin to win. The Beyblade has been unleashed, and he will survive. Nice, I would say nice mindset there. Nice understanding of when to back out from the tower. But still, we're gonna see both of these teams fight the Fearsome Shade to split them up like Moses does with the water or with the ocean, but Angry Die from the side will be able to slam it down onto the Rona. So here is the real slammer. It's gonna be I Angry You Die. Enemy Save Me with that kissy emoticon in the sides as he just spirals away from Eanix. They're gonna be chasing down on I Angry You Die. He's so low, but Official Hein will not connect as Trophies and Rubber Monkey is trying to absorb as much damage as possible. Oh, the humanity! He burns to a crisp, and there you have it. So, joining me while Luxuria is out, it's gonna be Mini Miter.
Thank you for that, Azurai. Luxuria's just sorted himself out, sorted his connection. He'll hopefully be back soon. But what a fight for Eanix. They played that extremely well, managing to get quite a few kills. But I think that the main thing there was that there was a little bit of minion candy by Elite 8, so they thought they had the advantage, but it didn't seem to work out. I don't like the on-hit glaive, and the fact they're going Crystal Power Gwen. I think if you're going to go Crystal Power Gwen, you should have gone Weapon Glaive, and if you're going to go on-hit glaive, you should go Weapon Glaive. But they're going to go for a fight.
They're going to go for the fight. Indeed, Official Hein has joined in onto the mess that is that 3v3 clash. There's the Fearsome Shade from the sidelines. But Anime Save Me still survives. Oh my god, how is Anime Save Me still alive? From that afterburn of I Angry You Die, now it's the Rona against the glaive, chasing him down. There's going to be Rubber Monkey for the defense here, as on the other side of the spectrum, as Official Hein taking down the tier 2 tower, or the tier 2 turret. And here you go, Rona going in, smashing it down, leaps into victory, and I Angry You Die has literally died right there. 3v2 situation. Rubber Monkey, as well as Trophies, was looking for the fight. Hanjagers is backing away right now. They're chasing him down, and he will be able to leap away as that Imperial Sigil almost takes him down the passage, but they gotta be careful. Anime Save Me and Official Hein are still here. So, wow. Specs you just want to call right now E8 specs because their HPs have been that low. Okay, so
Official Heim was trying to save them, sorry about that. But yeah, there was literally like no health bars on Anime Save Me or on Hood Jaegers at the end of the team fight. It was spectacular from Elite 8. Literally about, if he'd have bought 5 less health, he probably would have died to Glaive there. It was pretty amazing, but I think Eanix would be happy considering how low they managed to get everyone from Elite 8. A little bit more damage. Now Glaive's got his aftershock. Wayne going to just skedaddle away. A lot of damage, but
wow.
And now Dave's going to go so much on hit on that tension for aftershock Glaive. Elite 8 going to go in though.
Aces High is still on cooldown, 12 seconds before Gwen can have an ultimate for the CC. Anime Save Me again, just playing on the brink of death. Man, he's really baiting in I Angry You Die. But you gotta be careful because E8, they have a secret weapon, and that is their immense damage. As you try to dive in, you might get immediately punished. Oh, I Angry You Die. His positioning is not the best, but E8 have no capture just yet. Ordain will not be used by the Batiste for now. And 12 minutes into the game, the gold mine is actually relatively free, so E8 will be transitioning into that objective.
They will. One of the benefits, I suppose, for Eanix, because they went Lyra going for the steal, well played by Elite 8 to pull the gold mine away from the field sigil so it couldn't steal it. And one benefit of what Eanix have gone is they started off appearing to do a double weapon comp. So you then force Elite 8 to build weapon pad defense. And then I suppose if you swap over to be a Crystal Power carry and an on-hit Glaive, then the weapon power defense is then useless. I suppose that's what they're going to do. They're going to go for the Crystal Sentry now, and I believe Luxuria is back. Are you ready to take over, Mr. Luxuria?
Hello, and how do I sound this time? Do I sound handsome this time?
Yeah, you sound luxurious.
Damn, that's nice to hear. I sound beautiful. And so, okay, so I had to sort out some connection issues, but coming back into the game, I'm quite surprised that nothing much has changed. But just the gold lead just going further and further for the side of Elite 8. Now Elite 8 having that 6k gold lead over that of 24.7 thousand coming up from the side of Eanix. So I saw a fight happen earlier on where Anime Saved Me and even Official Han was taken down really low, but Han Diego was still at full health. Oh, I'll just hold that thought.
All right, hold that thought. Indeed, there it is. And look at Truffies just get flambéed and Beyblade by E8. That was so good, but still they survived. They got the Imperial Sigil, so they have at least the safety from the heal of the Lyra. But E8, they are on a warpath. They're looking to break down onto this last choke turret, but Eanix, they will have to say no. But can they actually commit to it? Can they defend properly? Can they win a team fight against Elite 8 as this Rona is just so good for initiations, and Official Heim from the back line is just bombarding them with all of this goop, Spitfire, and Dragon's Breath. E8 though, they did lose the front line of the Rona, and Eanix look to capitalize. They're chasing them down. They're chasing them down. There is the Aces High up and running right now for Truffies. He's going to be using it quite soon, and he gets the connection onto the stun there at Anime Save Me. An Official High. I mean, he's a dragon, but he won't be able to get away. I'm wrong. He does, so that's good.
Well, he does fly away, or if he does escape via brush, then he just waddles away. But there was one fight where I'm quite puzzled because I came in because of connectivity issues. So I really need you to help me understand that fight. So Official High and Anime Save Me was taken down very low, but I did see when I came in was Han Diego was still at full health. So what happened then? Did Han Diego not initiate? Because a lot of times as a Rona, generally what you want to do is just be in the front line, just soaking up damage, because you can just soak up a lot of damage. You have got a Serpent's Mask, you have got a Breaking Point, and while soaking up the damage, you can spin to win and Beyblade to win, like you said. So in that fight alone, Han Diego was still at full health. So did the fact that Eanix managed to catch Official High and Anime Save Me out, or what happened then?
Oh, hang on. My client actually froze. Wait, it's back. Is there gonna be a fight to commence? Looks like there's just a bit of chip damage right now for Elite 8 as they're trying to take down the Crystal Sentry. 1 life remaining. Ultimates should be up soon for both of these teams. All of them. There you go. There's gonna be the Red Mist up and running for Rona. She can actually just go for the Foe Splitter. Oh! Did she just hit the wall as she tries to jump from the side? I think she did. The Fearsome Shade was used by Enemy Save Me, but the Red Mist will persist. As there you go, he blasted it, but the stun to connect from Official High, but it's not gonna be enough as the Rona is just going in to the backline, hammering them down or slashing them down with her weapons of mass destruction. Rubber Monkey, can you get away? Are you just that elastic? Oh, he goes in for the passage, but look at, oh no! Crystal Sentry for the win! And that Kraken should be an easy pickoff here for E8.
Well, I guess at the end of the day, it is... I don't know. I mean, Lara was trying to delay that ace as much as possible, but I reckon if you did like Arcade Passage upwards and not into your enemy's brush, enemy's jungle, then you could have probably delayed that ace because Gwen was the first to go down. So honestly, Gwen required some, had a shorter death timer. The side, or rather Rubber Monkey could have probably just held on a little longer, but that didn't quite happen. He TP'd into the jungle of Elite 8 and got ultimately taken down by Crystal Sentry. And as you said, Crystal Sentry OP needs more nerf. Han Jaeger is looking for an outlet to just jump in and spin to win.
Here we go. Here it is. We are on our second game, if I'm not mistaken. So now Eanix are on, in a way, this tournament life. They're trying to keep themselves at least on the 3rd place, but E8 have such a huge advantage from 31k to the 40k of Elite 8, but they are low on HP, but this Kraken is doing so much of the work. Official High into the back line. Oh, the damage. There's the heal. Enemy Save Me backing away. Still 40 seconds. Oh, but Trophies using it. It feels like it's a buster shot to just take down 2 targets at the same time.
That was really good play coming up from the side of Eanix, but honestly, if you think about it, it was really just Elite 8 just overstaying their welcome. Trophies going in, or rather not Trophies, but Anime Save and Official High and just going in for that extra poke, just so, the side of Eanix might turn their head around just to go onto them. They did so, their wishes came true, but honestly, they just wanted to, they really just wanted to be a pass so that, the side of Eanix, Official High, or rather Han Jaeger.
You're gonna be starting off Han Jaegers. Oh, he's in a 3v1 situation, but look at how much damage and fear he's putting into the hearts as Official High from the backline, charging in like the dragon that he is, looking for a target. Oh! Buckshot Bonanza! Okay. Alright. Going back into the fight a little bit more, there's gonna be the defensive Fearsome Shade here from Anime Save Me, as Official High will be looking to go for a little bit of that kite maneuver. Second Fearsome Shade to come out, as the poppage of that Echo will at least give some CCs for E8 to work with as they try to go for the retreat. But now Eanix have go in for the punish, and they get themselves the ace. And could this be the comeback of Eanix? No Kraken to get just yet, but still.
I mean, at the end of the day, the scoreboard, the kill board, does not really translate at all. When we did see an even kills between both of these teams, it is just down to the fact that Elite 8 can just take objectives so much better as compared to that of Eanix. But at this point in time, Elite 8, they are playing so haphazardly and so uncautiously, especially since we saw Han Jaeger jumping in just to get killed by one Buckshot Bonanza.
I keep remembering like this. I think like time travel movie that wherein there's this a prehistoric character who has like a club, and then he just runs into a guy who has a gun and then bang.
Well, I guess this really is the case, isn't it? I mean, Han Jaeger, as a Rona pretty prehistoric. And then especially since you compare to the Gwen in that gangster Gwen skin, you can kind of tell one is holding a gun, one you're just waving around and rendering your machetes trying to kill someone. Not really helpful when you just want to jump in and die. Another fight will break out.
Speaking of jumping in, though, here comes E8. There's going to be the Dragon's Breath to actually connect onto two members. Look, please just diminish. This is what we're talking about. There's the damage. Trophy still has a good amount of damage from this Gwen, but the question is, does she have enough leeway to get out all of that burst that she has? The Buckshot Bonanza will connect once more, but it's not going to be enough. Elite 8, they're looking only to the last remaining character, which is I Angry You Die. He's going to be going for the port, but his heal is just a bit too slow. He has to dive in. He's looking at the official Hein right now, who is a little bit low on HP, but still, there's no opening for him to go in, and official Hein is going to do what needs to be done, and that is to get the ace, and at the same time, break down this core. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we have our third placers. It is E8, or Elite 8.
That was a rather funny game to watch, to be honest, because I'm sure both teams were having a lot of fun in that game, especially E8 and of course Han Jaeger just into the fray, or rather into the gunshot of death. And GG indeed, Elite 8 taking a third place in our current split, which is a split 2. So very well played to them, bringing out this Rona and placing her in that lane. And we did see a lot of pressure coming up from Rona in that of the early game, going up against trophies on this Gwen. And it's quite rare to actually see a crystal powered Gwen, and it kind of worked out for Gwen at one point in time during the mid game when Han Jaeger is still struggling.